Good morning, everybody. Sean Sullivan here, aka Rogue Sully, the life coach. I'm back with another video. This one's going to be a little shorter than the other ones, but I think it'll be useful just the same. I'd like to go over how to deal with the following: stress and anxiety, not motivated, and tired. These are some of the things that I've worked on personally. Most of these things will be things I've worked on personally. Also, things that I've worked on with my clients, and they are things that come up on a regular basis, I think, for everybody. And they keep us from moving forward, finding our self awareness, becoming our best self. The first one, stress and anxiety. There is loads of things you can do to deal with stress and anxiety. We just have to be willing to open our mind to that, be willing to reach out and do some of these. I'm just going to pick three. One of them being a priority. And it's kind of ironic because you're looking at social media right now watching my videos, but take a break from social media, news, and other technological mediums. The reason for this is because, and I'm sure most of you know, we are in the information age. We are stimulated all the time by these different, mediums and avenues of information. And that stimuli can cause us a lot of stress and anxiety, whether it's stuff about relationships, school districts, home values, inflation, political discourse, wars across the world, supply chain issues, new viruses coming out, just people talking about car accidents. I mean, it creates a lot of energy coming our way that it's overwhelming. And take a break from that, and then maybe you go hang out with one of your pets or a friend that makes you feel good, and just separate yourselves from everything. I choose a pet because your pets love you unconditionally. There's no work for it, especially with dogs. I mean, cats can be a little grumpy sometimes because they're like, leave me alone. But most cats, I think, are pretty loving. And if you have a snake or a lizard or turtle, whatever, I mean, you have a pet for a reason, but they do genuinely love you unconditionally. And spending some quality time really in that present moment will kind of help detach you from the current anxiety and stress. Because there is only right now. There is no yesterday and there is no tomorrow. So focus on the now. And then thirdly, go outside. Go outside, get some fresh air. I don't care if it's raining. I don't care if it's cold. Go outside, take a breath, step away from whatever situation you're in. No one's going to tell you you can't do that. No one's going to be like, I need a second. Like, I need to breathe. If you tell people that you're struggling and you're like, I'm really freaked out, I just need a second. Can I just have 2 minutes outside and get some fresh air? If anybody says no to that, they should be in trouble. It's a human resource thing. Your mental health is important. It's become more important than it's ever been. So definitely, whether you're at home or you're at work or whatever, just if it's 2 minutes, just go outside and breathe in some fresh air. Just something to separate you from that situation. And then you come back, regain your thoughts, and move forward and try to push through it. That's just three for that. Secondly, when you're not motivated, I deal with this all the time. You can ask my wife. I pretend to be motivated. Not all the time. Sometimes I am genuinely motivated. Like these videos, I like doing them. I like sharing this stuff because I hope it will help people. I know it can, but you have to do the work. I can't make people do anything. That's not my job. That's a misconception with coaches that we make people do their job or do things. No, we're here as allies. We're here to back you up. I can hold you accountable. But if you're like, well, I need you to hold me accountable to go to the beach and swim, I'd be like, why do you need me to hold you accountable? You want to do that. So unless you want to do it, there's no reason to do it. But we believe that motivation is the only thing that drives us to do something. That's a lie that we tell ourselves, or at least that's a lie that I've told myself. So pretend that you're motivated and see what happens. Be like, yeah, I'm motivated. And for 10 minutes, start the task that you have to do. Push yourself through it and just see what happens. You'll start to realize that it's just hard to start it. Once you get started, it's not that bad after that. Do it for 10 minutes and then do it for an hour. Or sometimes it turns into 3 hours and you didn't even realize it. Pair a dreaded task that you're not motivated to do with something that you do. Light a scented candle. play some music, in the background. There's Pandora, there's Spotify, there's, iHeartRadio. I mean, you can get anything now. Music is a wonderful, wonderful motivator, especially if it's, 90s music for me, or techno, or what do they call it? Synth wave. That's some of my favorite stuff. Again, my nerd stuff, but it does help to motivate me moving forward. Some of the things I do as a stay-at-home dad, if I have to fold laundry, I put on a show that I like, a movie that I enjoy while I'm doing it. So I'm not just sitting there folding monotonously, 50 pairs of, shirts or underwear or whatever. It does help. When I'm cooking, if I've had to cook so many times, I'm kind of getting sick of it, I'll put a song on. And that tends to help, keep moving forward. Lastly is being tired. First and foremost, I'm not a physician. I'm not a nutritionist. I will say that if you're tired all the time and you feel there might be something wrong, it's not normal for you, you should definitely talk to a physician or a doctor, get checked out at the very least. If you find out that they say nothing's wrong besides what, we already know about, then you can look into some of these things that I mentioned, which is it's become a mental health issue. Um, get up and move. If you're tired all the time, getting up and moving will actually give you energy. It's another irony thing. Um, what I do is I do martial arts, and I think I may have mentioned this, I may not. I do martial arts. I try to do about 3 days a week. It's difficult sometimes with my schedule, but I exercise a minimum 3 times a week. I'm always doing something: walking, push-ups, sit-ups, planks. Then I go to karate. I move. And when you move, you get a little bit of energy. Your adrenaline comes in. There is a release of dopamine there, and just break the monotony of sitting on a couch or a chair at your desk. Just get up and move for a little bit. 5 minutes. Do some stretches. Anything to break that habit. Then journal those activities. Journal the things that you've done for the day. You may notice that you do a lot, and you have every reason to be tired. You may notice that you don't do anything, and you have no reason to be tired. The only way you're going to know is if you sort of get the data and use that for yourself. So you take a journal, you put it together, and you write down the activities for the day, what you did. And you may realize that, oh, tomorrow I'm going to plan something different because for the last week I've done the same thing every day and I'm tired. The only way you can change who you are now is to get to a higher state of consciousness. And that's using the data and your thoughts and everything and your belief systems for you, not against you. So you can remove the bad beliefs and thoughts and input the good ones. And starting with the journal daily activity, you can kind of check that off the list. That will also release dopamine. There's research that's been done that if you set a goal for the next day, like let's say I'm going to go walk for 20 minutes tomorrow, and you do that along with your day and you cross it off at the end of the day, there is a release of dopamine. Now, it may not do that for the rest of your life because after a certain point, you need more than that to drive you, or you may not. It depends on the person. I can't tell you yes or no until you do it. But setting up those habits will create a system for you that keeps you accountable of yourself. And those little instant gratifications help us move towards our better intentions. Lastly is get some fresh air and some light. Sunlight, if you want to sit under, a specialized lamp, that is a thing. There's a reason there's a thing called SAD, which is seasonal depression. There's a lot of people that I know that do this. I personally have not sat under a lamp, but sunlight does make me feel much better. Fresh air does make me feel much better. That's why I sit outside with my dogs or my wife, or I go for a walk, because getting away from your home and the stresses, getting away from your job and just going for a walk. My wife used to walk around Cambridge sometimes. She enjoyed that immensely. That helped her, and it gives you a break, and it wakes you up sometimes, especially in the cold air. And the sun can wake you up sometimes too. So these are just a few small things that you can do to deal with stress, anxiety, not being motivated and tired. Again, thank you for watching. If you have any questions, comments, and or concerns, please don't hesitate to message me. And I hope you all have a wonderful weekend, and thank you very much.